진짜 오랜만에 하는데 그냥 재밌을 것 같고 아니 해봐야 될 것 같아요. 잘 모르겠어요 아직은. 약간 좀 과대평가된 것 같은데 전 스스로 좀 못한다고 생각하고 있고 아직 많이 부족해서 열심히 연습하고 있어요. 저는 32강을 통과하는 게 일단 목표고 저만 그런지 모르겠는데 연습하는데 힘들더라고요. 테란이 약한 것 같은데 저는 그래서 좀 힘들어서 일단 연습을 열심히 진짜 연습밖에 없는 것 같아요. 확실히 군입대라는 압박을 많이 받으실 것 같은데 갔다 오면은 다 재밌고 추억이니까 토스들 있잖아요. 92년생 토스 형들 좀 빨리 좀 갔으면 좋겠어요. 언제까지 그 종족 그걸로 해먹으려고 안 간지 모르겠는데.
지난 시즌은 지긴 졌지만 배운 게 일단 너무 많은 리그였고 이번 시즌 하면은 그 배운 걸 바탕으로 좀 잘할 수 있을 거라는 자신감이 좀 많이 생겼어요. 일단 연습 방법이라든지 키보드를 안 까먹는 거라든지 그 말도 안 되는 거기 때문에 일단 대회하는 법 같은 거를 많이 깨달은 것 같아요.
제가 못해서 떨어진 거라서 그만큼 열심히 안 했으니까 떨어진 거고 그냥 항상 떨어지고 나서 후회를 하는 거죠. 좀 더 열심히 할 걸 이렇게.
지금 팬들은 이미 주성 선수의 우승을 점치고 있어요.
갑자기요?
진짜로. 요새 꿈이 남다르다고 막.
그럼 몰랐는데 저도.
오랜만에 8강 한번 올라갔더니 좀 좋더라고요. 원래 16강에서 항상 떨어졌는데 오랜만에 좀 좋은 공기 마셨다? 이 정도로 하면 될 것 같아요.
이 정도로 하면 될 것 같아요.
원래는 깰 생각이 없었어요. 그래서 이제 애들한테 양보해주고 그랬고 영호한테 이번 양보해주고 그랬는데 팬분들이 좀 원하더라고요. 그래서 이번 시즌에 하려고요.
IM이었던 것 같아요. IM 우승했을 때 동기부여도 많이 돼서 그때 연습도 엄청 열심히 했던 것 같고 그런 결과 IM 3회 연속 우승까지 이뤘었고 그러면서 좀 자신감이 많이 붙었던 것 같아요. 그때 당시.
5년 전에 그 이제 SK랑 1라운드 결승 프로리그 할 당시에 그때 좀 올킬을 하면서 방송 경험도 이제 쌓이고 자신감도 붙으면서 좀 뒤에 이제 리그가 좀 잘 풀렸던 것 같아요. 약간 터닝 포인트 그런 느낌?
IM 우승하기 전에는 세상이 흑백으로 보였어요. 우승하고 나서는 색감이 이제 좀 보이더라고요. 그만큼 이제 좀 행복해졌다.
T1에 입단한 게 제일 큰 터닝 포인트였던 것 같고 팀에서 일단 많이 배워서 스스로 많이 성장했다 생각하고 근데 또 다른 터닝 포인트는 이제 군입된 것 같아요. 사실 뭐 다시 게임을 할 생각이 없었는데 군대에서 생각이 많이 나더라고요. 스타트가 가끔 휴가 나와서 GSL 보면 나도 했었는데 이러면서 되게 재밌어 보이고 군입대 전에 솔직히 많이 놀았거든요. 게임도 안 하고. 근데 이제 다시 열정이 살아나서 열심히 계속 해볼 생각이에요.
시즌2에서 령호랑 했던 거 너무 시간을 되돌리고 싶고 령호만 아니었다면 이런 생각도 들기도 하고 또 령호한테도 좀 자신감이 있었기도 했고 그래가지고 진짜 너무 아쉬웠던 순간인 것 같아요.
솔직히 부러운 사람들이 지금 없어요. 솔직히 성적 잘 내고 뭐 커리어 좋고 한 거 부러운데 솔직히 군대 또 가기가 싫어가지고.
김태경 선수. 옛날부터 너무 팬이고 외모도 잘생기시고 그냥 김태경 선수밖에 안 떠오르는 것 같아요.
그 최근에 상금 랭킹을 보는데 세랄이 그렇게 뜬 지가 얼마 안 됐는데도 되게 엄청 높더라고요. 보면서 내가 14년도에 다 우승했으면 내가 저기 있을 텐데 그런 생각이 들더라고요.
Untitled GSL Season 3 Codex Reversal.
All right, it's time for the winner's match. soO vs. herO is about to start. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just feel like soO is supposed to win this, right?
He is absolutely supposed to, but herO said during that interview he learned a lot last season. He's feeling really confident again. I tell you, he just played very well against Zest, who is a deadly PvP player.
True, very true. Yeah, let's see how this goes. I think it's hard to really get a good evaluation of where soO's at just today because of I don't know where Dream was really at. Do you know what I'm saying? Dream had some interesting games that he played against soO. They were pretty dramatic. We might have a small delay here. One of our players has not joined the lobby yet. We'll see if that gets fixed in a second. But I'm not sure what to expect here. One thing I am confident about is that herO is probably going to be trying to execute the style that's worked for him in the past. Probably a lot of timing attacks, probably a lot of...
He has very tricky PvZ builds overall. He's really brought a lot to the table in that matchup, even in recent times, where he hasn't been like doing as well as what we kind of expect from him. You know, normally he's a player that, at least in the past, it's like a top 4 is not unreasonable. Here it's kind of been like, oh, you made a top 8. Wow, that's actually okay, finally. But yeah, he's been bringing out quite a few different builds. Definitely a lot of very strong timing attacks and some tricky plays as well, like into Immortal into 2-star Phoenix, that type of thing. So I think it's going to be a little bit hard for soO in that regard, but if soO can get the game to just go a little bit longer, I think he's going to take control.
I do agree with you on that point. I think that soO is overall just like a better RTS player in a long game. Like he makes better late game decisions. I feel like herO's strongest point is actually almost right in the mid game. You know, that's usually where he's either doing his timing attack then, or he's whatever tricks and traps that he laid out early on have worked for him, and then he's able to come in and do the damage he needs to do.
Yeah, like before we're hitting 60 drones or something, let's say, it's going to be herO favored, and then after that it should be a little bit more soO favored, probably.
Do you expect this to be typical of PvZ, where it's going to be a lot of very specific timing attacks or something to try to come in there and just throw the Zerg off? The Zerg's just trying to be honest and play a normal game, unless soO does something crazy. But
Zergs have been cheesy and aggressive lately. Dark has kind of ushered that in, but at the same time, I think that the last thing that we're going to want to see from herO is a reactive game with a Stargate opener. Like, if he does something like that, I feel like that's just soO's playground. That's where soO is going to be able to do exactly what he wants, get into the position he wants to. Now, I'm not saying that Stargate is off the table. You can definitely open Stargate, but if you're going like Stargate, Archon drop, third base, Psy Storm, try to push with Immortals and +2, I feel like that's where soO really knocks him on his butt.
I don't think herO... So the lights are a little bit bright. I think it's actually herO that's not in the game yet. It's kind of weird that we have some kind of a delay considering he just played a game. So I don't know what the deal is, but we might have to kill a little bit more time up here. It is cool to see herO playing pretty well, though. Then again, I don't know if Zest is a great measurement for where herO's at. Do you know what I'm saying?
Could there be a better measurement than beating Zest, one of the greatest Protoss of all time?
But I don't think he's been playing as well lately. You know, I feel like...
Well, he hasn't really won championships, but I mean, he's playing well.
Well,
you can't
play that well, Artosis. He did die in that game. He did get Hulk smashed by him.
He did die, yeah.
You know,
it's herO played better. In that series.
But soO is looking very, very hot right now. He's looking really on top of his game.
He declared he's going to win this season, which is
so
not
crazy.
something that soO ever really does.
Yeah.
You know, he's jinxed himself so many times, I guess, at this point, right? 6 second places in GSL.
Do you think he's being a little bit tongue-in-cheek about that, though? Is he just...
I don't think he's ever said something that wasn't tongue-in-cheek, to be honest. Yeah. He's one of the more sarcastic players in that regard.
You kind of have to be if you're going to survive the kind of career that soO's had, which is he's been so close so many times and then does not quite deliver. So, yeah, I think he's definitely got the right mindset coming into this. And still, no player. We're still waiting. Apparently now it's going to be, I was just informed it was an issue with sound. So
exciting. All right.
Let's go.
Yeah. But look, soO is the guy that you really expect to get out of the group. I think at this point, look at how everyone's playing. It seems very hard to see Dream get out. And he even said the same type of thing that Bomber said, where he's like, yeah, I'm not quite ready yet. Like, people are saying you're good, Dream. What do you think about that? Not yet.
He looks like he's a good RTS player, but he's not really up to date with maybe the way the current meta should be played. He came out with some very original and unique strategies, but they did not work out at all.
No.
Especially in Game 1, where he successfully hid the 2 additional barracks very early on in the back of his main. It was never scouted, and when the army pushed out, soO's like, what? And just kills it off, which seems to make the strategy It makes the strategy look obsolete. Like that's not even really a thing. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes players can have ideas, but at the highest level, those ideas are just bunk. It's just not going to work against top tier players.
Yeah. Well, you know, and now he's got to play against a Protoss player and then quite likely a Protoss player after that. And I think that during his interview, you could kind of pick up that maybe he's feeling that matchup's a little bit difficult right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll see with that. As far as this goes, did we show the map lineup yet? I don't believe that we did.
I don't believe we've seen it yet. It's King's Cove for map 1, but I don't know what the next 2 maps are going to be.
Well, that actually makes it more interesting, I think, for a map 1, because this is one of the maps where things like Immortal pushes are not anywhere near as strong. King's Cove is a map where we get a lot of very long games.
Yeah.
Now, there have been some really interesting ZVP styles that have been appearing, even with Mutalisk play mixed in there after some Roach Ravagerling type of situations. So I'll be very excited if we see something like that from soO. If you recall, some of soO's very powerful earlier ZVPs when he was first making GSL finals did include moves like that, like mutas into roaches. That was kind of the era where we saw that a lot already. So wondering if we could see something like that in King's Cove.
It'd be nice. I'm looking forward to it. It's got to be kind of a jarring for herO. You know, he's playing pretty well here, but now he's got some kind of weird tech problem he's dealing with here. soO, though.
At least he remembered his keyboard this time. So
I can't believe that story, man. It's so crazy. Forgetting
I'm wondering.
How do you have?
I like that he laughs about it, but like it's.
You'd have to be so out of it to be a GSL player, and not. I mean, this is like what you do is GSL if you're a StarCraft 2 pro in Korea. You know, this is like the main thing, and then to leave your house without the keyboard is such a. I don't know what was going on with that.
I'm trying to figure out what that's like. Like, do you just have a backpack that's really light? You're like, wow, I must be getting stronger from going to the gym because my backpack's so light today.
Yeah. He's
or
got
did
a
you just go
backpack
without
where he
a
never
backpack?
checks what's inside or something.
Because
it's
you
like
know
me
he
in
has
school when I was a kid.
There's no way you don't play a warm-up game before you go, right? You're playing GSL.
You would assume so, yeah.
So you sit there, you play your warm-up game, then you type your practice sprint. You're like, okay, I gotta go, and then you just get up, turn around, and walk out of the house.
Okay, I think we finally sorted it out. Here we go.
New Repugnancy and Turbo Cruise.
We're getting all the maps in here.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Actually, not surprised to see that. Yeah, it seems like a strong veto from soO to get rid of Thunderbird there. Even though we've seen Dark with some success there. A lot of Zergs feeling that's a pretty Protoss favorite map. Okay. Let's see it, man.
Okay. The game has started. The countdown started, I should say. soO versus herO. soO having a pretty strong performance so far in 2019. We're really looking to see if herO can bring back the player that we knew from 2016 here in this current year. In this best of 3, the winner will move on to the round of 16. Let's go.
Chivo, soO. Triumphant Song Gaming, herO.
Triumphant Song Gaming.
Yeah. And Ocean Gaming and Chivo and Brave Stars Gaming.
Triumphant Song is like whatever the jingle is when you win in a Japanese RPG.
Oh, yeah. That actually might be it.
Yeah.
I could see that. Some very interesting team names from the Chinese team scene.
Yes. Okay. So far, pretty standard stuff here between these two guys. Looking at the record of these two players. Wow, soO really dominating him in Legacy of the Void. But also just a winning record overall. I actually thought it would be a little bit closer than that, but I guess considering, you know, soO is in some ways probably eliminated more people in GSLs than almost anybody else.
Yeah,
when you think about how well he's done and how many finals he's been to.
That's actually a very good point. I believe that oh god, I heard a stat that like the most wins in GSL actually is SOS. I'm not 100% sure on that, but like
really in GSL it's SOS.
I believe
Oh,
he has the
man.
most wins in GSL.
If that's true, I'm really surprised.
with
I
map
feel
wins.
like that can't be, but then
But when you look at it, right, like soO has gotten far so many times, Innovation far so many times. These are kind of the players that are really, really high up there. And soO, I mean, obviously with 6 finals, he had 6 seasons where like he beat basically everybody. So he has to be up there as well. Anyways, it is a Stargate opener here. Not super surprised to see that on King's Cove, because, you know, if you try to do something like a robo opener, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. It's very hard to get aggressive on this map in that way. But with the Stargate opener, you do have some options, right? You can go into one of those bigger macro games, which I think is what soO would be very comfortable with. But there's other builds too. Like, for instance, you could go for a Glaives build behind this, or I mean, the charge builds are pretty gone. Glaives builds are pretty popular at the moment. But he's trying to do something maybe slightly tricky, because he is making that Stalker. And when you see the Stalker, you wonder, is there a Stargate?
yeah, it can usually telegraph some form of, you know, deception. I don't want to get spotted or scouted right away. Phoenix is about to come out now.
Yeah, and is he going to actually send the Phoenix immediately to kill the Overlord?
Looks like it, yeah.
Okay.
He's going to come and
So
get
he's
rid of
not
this
trying to-
immediately.
Yeah, he's not trying to be too sneaky or anything.
Yeah, Zerg's just staying back and droning up as much as he can. It's been a pretty passive game to start things off. We have 2 gases being taken, actually, excuse me, just 1 being taken. There it is, the second one, over at the natural. Immediately after that, Overlord's killed, so he could not be scouted. Protoss trying to create as much ambiguity as possible about what his true intentions are here.
So a second Oracle gets started right away. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, this is all very textbook.
Yeah. There has been kind of a resurgence of these like 3-4 Oracles in the early game against Zerg. I believe Classic was the first one we saw doing that in recent times, just kind of flying around killing drones
In big
for a
tournament
very long
matches,
time.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice catch right here.
Oh, and actually the denial there on the extractor. Oh my god, he's actually not quite splitting correctly, but he still does get kills on that. 5 kills, and the Oracle is going to get out.
That's...
Oh,
is it?
Yes,
Oh
okay,
my
yeah, he does,
gosh.
yeah.
Yeah. 5 kills is really, really nice there. Really nice. Okay, so Forge, Robo, and Twilight on the way. We should be seeing a 3-base build here from herO. See if he goes into Archon drops. Would not be surprised about that. But with the Forge, oh, and another
I
Oracle
like this
as well.
So
Look at that.
continuing to pull this. Some nice masking, though. Just has that 1 come out. So we're going to see a lot more damage come in here right away. 3 paired up at once.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now, the Overlord's going to come in here and try to scout. A really well-timed Stalker is warping in the main to try to deny that. But really, even if you scout this, you're not going to know that these Oracles are coming. There's nothing that you could come in here and look for.
They actually just flew over at Zergling, so I think he's going to be able to move his Queens into a decent position. But with a lift and 3 Oracles, you are going to get a lot of drone kills here before you lose them all. Hopefully the hurt one's in the back and not the one on the right there.
Yeah, he should have it properly rotated. Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of the one that's most likely to be hit first because it's slightly in the lead.
Okay, but he rotates that over there.
Yeah.
Great targeting. That's actually a little bit weird with the Queen picked up like this. It's harder to click on those drones.
Yeah, it is.
But coming in there, and I don't think he's finished yet. He's going to get a few more kills.
Yeah, that flyby didn't do quite as much as I think he was looking for, but 8 drones is really legit as well to lose only 1 Oracle there.
Yeah, and he'll have those 2 remaining Oracles to tag the army and keep checks on what's going on. There's a 3rd base that's been taken as well, or it's being taken, excuse me. And it appears that herO's just setting up for a very proper late game here.
Yeah, yeah.
There's nothing fancy. I really expected something a little bit different, but so far herO looks great.
And I know I was kind of saying that I think that this plays into soO's hands a little bit, and I do think it does a little bit, but this map, again, it's really hard to kill someone on this map. It's very easily defensible. And with the amount of damage that he's done with his Oracle harassment, I think that gives him a really reasonable shot here, even though we are going into that kind of macro game. You can't be unhappy with this opening.
No, this is looking great.
Eventually, you just have to be happy about something. This opening is one of those things. So, Hydraling Bane looks like it is going to be the unit set of choice here for soO. Very strong set of units, really what you want to get into here as Zerg.
Yeah, tempo-wise, these guys are both keeping a nice pace here. I wouldn't say anybody's clearly ahead of the other. I mean, herO's had some successful harasses, but He did suffer some losses in that process.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Zerg is going to be limping through the mid game here anymore.
No, he's catching his stride at the moment. We're up at a reasonable amount of workers. He's still adding some in there as well, getting his Baneling speed, sending that creep spread out. That's very, very important here as well.
And I don't think there's anything that really incentivizes the Zerg to attack the Protoss here.
No.
On this map specifically, it's like, you're pretty safe on 3 bases.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to attack up the hill here, you're either going to throw the game or you were so far ahead, there was like 4 different ways you could have won this game. So, probably don't want to see that. Second Robo coming up. herO is really getting himself set up here for this, for a very strong mid to late game.
So Psystorm is on the way. Again, the Oracles are going to try to come through here. Not going to be enough.
Yeah. And soO's doing exactly what he needs to do, which is take 1 additional base. It'll be interesting to see if he waits to try to pounce on a 4th base of herO here.
Okay, and we're probably going to have that as the next speed
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, I mean, I feel like trying to attack it to the 3rd or the 2nd would really be an exercise in futility. I mean, it's just such a box-off location. With Hydra Bane versus Force Fields and Psystorm, it's like you're never going to win that fight. That's the Protoss's dream, is to have you attack them there. Where the 4th base is actually a very wide and open area. You can get a lot of very good angles in here to attack. Now, herO, being cognizant of this, has already set up some booby traps on the map to try to stun the Banes as they come in, so he can dice up the armies and pick his fights accordingly.
Yeah, now look at this. He's clearing out these rocks, which I think is amazing. soO wants flow with his units right now, and he is teching up immediately into Broodlords, which is smart. But if he decides to really go with this attack, I think he needs to keep it up for a little bit. You need to reduce these high-tech units, which will make herO replace them, which will slow down him getting into Tempest. And if you can nail all that, then a Broodlord push on that 4th base could be a game ender.
Yeah, that's a great way to close it out. Now, when this attack starts to happen, we really want to watch and see how and what the Banelings connect to in the fight, because the Banelings are the initial burst damage, and then the Hydras are there to start to clean up the weakened, softened units with that high DPS that they have here.
Yeah, right now it seems like he's playing a defensive style overall, right? He's got a decent creep spread. He's going to stay probably in a bit of a concave. Looks like he might utilize the high ground a little bit here as well. That could be a smart move. Oh, I kind of like that. Setting up some stasis forwards as he goes. That allows him to...
Oh, that was not a great stasis there. Good Psystorms on both sides. The Templars still completely untouched.
Yeah, like a kind of an intelligent flank there, but herO was super duper ready. Look at this, immediately with the warp in the main base.
Yeah, herO handling this with such grace, not overextending either. There's so many Zealots here in the main doing tons of damage, and the push continues over here towards the 4th.
Oh my god, there's so many Immortals in there right now. He's gonna go ahead and try to flank this. A lot of Lings and Banes getting on top of those High Templar.
Completely annihilates that army.
Oh my god.
The Hydra's just decimating those Immortals.
All the important units there going down. The Greater Spire is not in the main base, so even though these Zealots are doing some pretty big damage,
oh my god,
they're not going to get the most important
kill one of these buildings.
He's not going to kill anything, is he?
No.
Everything in the red. If you were Terran, you'd have to repair these.
Yeah, I mean, damaging a hive is like definitely not some mission objective in this fight. This is really bad for herO now. His Robotech has been totally reset. Those Immortals he was making the entire game back down to 0 now.
His Templars are gone too. It's a terrible situation. You know what? herO, like, he was playing an almost amazing game, or he was playing an amazing game until that last part. Because keeping your army near soO's 4th base and acting like it's going to attack is insanely powerful because it buys your Zealots in the main base a lot of extra time, right? But then he actually attacked. And that's like you're attacking on creep against Lingbane Hydra, and you don't actually have the full army there anymore. And as soon as you lose the technicality of your army, it allows these Broodlord pushes to just get you. You have to replace those units or you die to Lingbane Hydra, which means you can't really get into Tempest. He has no bank. He doesn't have Tempest tech. He's making Immortals against Broodlords right now. That's exactly what we're seeing. He doesn't even have Blink. This is a terrible situation for herO.
That's a good point. Yeah, in fact, he just now starts Blink here.
Yeah. That's kind of what you do in a situation like this. But that's going to be very, very late.
Okay, well, we have a pretty ambitious push coming in here. Let's see how much damage this can actually do. Again, The Hydra is doing so much damage back there. We need to see some more Psy Storms here. Now, Brood Lords, excuse me, are very well positioned on the high ground here, which basically makes Protoss having any foothold in this position on the map an impossibility.
Yeah, this is very tough. He's going to have to start trying to harass at the sides and whatnot.
Oh, good surround here.
Oh, man.
We need a recall or something if he gets a few more lings to just catch this.
I don't think he even has time.
Oh, my God.
But, such a tough situation. He brings up his Stalkers, but again, Blink not quite ready.
Yeah.
In this type of situation, like, the army of soO cannot be beaten right now.
Yeah, unless soO is to overextend here, stroll out of his base and just get out positioned. Blink about 70% finished.
I tell you.
Oh, my God.
I don't know about this move up right now.
Oh, here we go.
Well, I guess he is hitting before Blink.
Thing is, if he keeps the Banelings underneath the Brood Lords, then Blink is just like, okay.
Yeah, that's
a
really good point.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, great dodging here. He's baited out enough of these Psy Storms. We're getting to the point where he's going to have to commit. Again, Blink's so close to finishing.
Yeah, it's getting right up there. Some good Psy Storms do go down.
10 seconds out. The Banes are not being left under the Brood Lords, so maybe he's got a shot, but this is a lot of damage. And in fact, I don't even know if I think that at this point in time, it's actually a blink away from the Banes, so this is almost a certainty that this Nexus is going to be taken down.
Yeah. Wow, what a great game this was, though, really. I feel like this, he blinks for that's it. I feel like this game is such a great game to learn from because they both did beautiful, like, you know, on guard, touche, you know, this type of thing. Wow, my speaking skills are going way down right now. But you know, it's one of these games where it was tit for tat. They went back and forth. They both made a lot of brilliant moves, and then herO overcommitted on creep with his main army. If you pull that main army back, you don't have to rebuild it. He can easily get into Tempest to deal with the Broodlords. Of course, that can get tricky too if you want to go into that late game because Zerg is a bit favored when they get into the real late game.
Right.
But losing that whole army, he didn't have any real options for continued harassment or anything. You know, really throwing that army away is what lost the game.
Let's go into game two. Now, I want to point something out. We were mentioning this earlier on, but look, herO, he's an excellent player. He's one of the best players there is, but he does not have the best endgame. And we saw that back there. He had actually had everything set up right. He's very good, especially with his builds. His builds are very, very sharp. And he definitely knows what he's doing and why he's doing it, but I don't know if he should be playing late game against soO. This is kind of music. Does this feel like it's like kind of from our childhood?
Yeah. That's why it's so good.
Yeah.
The music I like is the best music.
Yeah.
soO. Triumphant Song Gaming, herO.
We got an echo in the GSL voice. herO. Okay, immediate probe scout here.
Yeah, I'm gonna just find the hatchery already down. Maybe he's gonna fake a cannon rush or something. Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, there's no forge here. The Overlord's now coming back.
It's always nice to mix in this kind of fakeness because then, you know, I think that people start to catch on that, like, for instance, SOS. Okay, he'll run up and he'll make a pylon. You know how you know SOS is going to cannon rush? Is in one of the earlier games in the series, he puts a pylon near your hatchery.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's how you know later on in the series he's going to cannon rush.
Because SOS is one of the players where all the build orders are connected in a series to actually outthink you.
Yeah. SOS is a spider, and he just builds this amazing giant web where he feels all the tingles at the edges, and he knows when there's an ant.
Ooh, I like that. You poet. So the probe is body blocking what would ideally be the third base. The pylon will continue to deny the presence of that.
Yeah, kind of nice. We'll see if soO wants to take the other base. Yeah, it cancels that pylon, goes back. Aha! The robo. So he'll be doing probably an Immortal Inn, all in on this map.
Just an Immortal Inn.
Yeah.
You know. That's what you should call it when it's not an all-in. It's just like an in. Well, he's going to go forward.
He's going to be a mortal in.
Yeah. Well, I actually think this has a higher chance of going better for herO because the other kinds of builds, you probably... well, I mean, just more standard play. I just don't feel like that's herO's niche. I understand that as a player, you know, you're trying to get all the different approaches kind of hammered down here. I mean, one thing that is so scary, since we were talking about SOS earlier, is the fact that he can kind of just do anything, and it's going to go well. He can play totally insane, or he can just be a very standard style. Did that not scout that?
It did scout.
It did scout it. Okay. But, you know, I think herO, if he's going to beat soO here, he needs to go into more timing attack-oriented games where he can really utilize how great his control is and how tactically superior he is to a lot of the other players he plays against.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, because I would say that tactically he kind of outplayed soO in that previous game.
Yeah.
It's just he made one wrong decision with your army, and a lot of times that's going to cost you the game. Now, the Robo was scouted, right? This makes me wonder if you switch it up. Okay, he's adding 3 gates right now. He is making it more... Okay, he keeps adding gates. I guess not. I guess we're not really going to see a switch up here. Is this just going to be like a 1 immortal timing?
Yeah, why not?
Because he's not getting extra gases. He's not really doing much anything. If you're not going to get sentries or charge or glaives, just go. You know, you're not waiting. What are you waiting on? If you're going to get a 2nd immortal, you may as well get an upgrade with it.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I think it's going to be a very tight timing where he's just going to come out and start swinging. And do we have that Warp Prism out on the map yet? I believe he's just now beginning to push. Yeah, here we go.
Okay. Okay.
And so this is going to be a very early attack. As the Roach Warren finishes, let's watch and see what exactly is going to be made here by soO.
Roaches.
And how many he's going to have, though, because that 1 immortal here, we want to watch that very carefully.
Yeah, he's making a lot of stalkers here as well, so obviously that's going to be helpful against these incoming roaches. Not that many lings out right now.
And immediately the attack starts. Yeah, it appears that he's sacking this, at least for now.
Well, this is so all in by herO. He's got so few probes. He doesn't have gases at his natural, you know? What you see is what you get. herO's not planning for retirement right now.
Okay, nicely done. He isolates the 2 queens. So they're most certainly going to be taken out. The glaives are now going to be, I'm sorry, not the glaives, the biles right now are being used to combat force fields and not to try to snipe off the Warp Prism.
He's going to be able to pick off this hatchery pretty easily.
And that's just step 1 of winning this game.
Yeah.
But he needs to get a little bit further than this.
Look at that, though. Actually, a nice surround there with those broodlings. Fortunately, he's losing a big chunk of his production with that hatchery going down.
The Immortal's still in good shape.
Throwing on those vials, making him reposition a little bit. Some more lings coming back right now.
He has not had another warp in just yet.
Ooh, actually hits with a bile right there. Look at that, he starts the other hatch knowing that this has been held.
Yeah,
you see
that's some confidence.
It's like, get out of here. The only thing he wishes here is that herO could see the ghost image of the hatchery to know how confident he is. Can you imagine how bad manner that would be if you could see ghost images of things that were going to be built? That would be like dropping mules are for Terran. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just like ghost nexus, like
you're
5
like
nexus
this
in your
guy's like,
face.
I've already got this.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Get out. Okay. Well, this is actually going nicely. It looks like herO's going to try to redirect the game into more economy play. He's continuing to make 2 probes at a time. He's going to fly around the map with 2 immortals in the Warp Prism to try to just snipe off whatever he can get.
Yeah, you have to do something like this.
Yeah, I mean, if you have it, you better use it, right? Now, I don't believe we're going to have any major warp-ins or any kind of pushes with this because it's going to be very easy for Ravagers to snipe this down. Actually, you know what? No, let me take that back. He's actually moving out again. He's made a few more probes, but then he stopped again. He's just making a few more gateways here and making immortals. So he wanted just like a total of 4 more probes, and then he's going to try to do a second all-in.
He's actually adding a forge.
Oh,
so
then never mind.
We might get it even longer. It seems that way.
It's just odd because he started probes and then he stops and he
right?
makes a forge. It's like, okay, what do you want exactly here?
Yeah, he's kind of all over the place with that. That's for sure. Lings actually pick off that probe that was at the base, so that kind of hiccups any strategy for moving forward here. You know, the one thing I guess that he's doing very well is forcing more and more units to be made by soO rather than workers.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I just wonder if he's like forcing so many units that he's, you know, maybe the attack can actually kill him. But there is a prism with Immortals.
Nice counterattack here with these Lings. Fortunately for herO, he does have an army down here that can drive this away. And so Protoss is going to be getting a third base here.
Sometimes it's just funny to see how much is attacking Immortals, and they're like, no, we have this barrier thing. It's really
like, we have shields too. It's
yeah. We actually have decent health and a prism to get us out of here. So
you wouldn't believe how much damage we can take here.
And deal.
Okay, the Lings will once again try to come in here for a counter. Clearly, though, herO is already prepared. And we have probes being made again. This is so funny how he's kind of gone back and forth with what he's been trying to do, but
he's like a sine wave of probes.
Yeah. He's like zigzagging in and out of economy play while he's harassing. Well, I mean, soO is not stopped making roaches, and he's continuing to get more Ravagers here. And it looks like soO wants to try to seesaw this into a counterattack. Now, where's that War Prism? I actually cannot find it. Oh, I think it's actually flying back home. I thought this would be a good moment to try to drop there, but I guess when you have this many Roaches and Ravagers, you probably need all the Immortals you can get in one place.
If he doesn't have, if he doesn't have this Prism, he's not going to hold this.
Oh!
Yeah, slowing everything down. He needs to whittle down a bunch of this. Because right now it's going to be very hard to actually dodge these Vials. Vials coming down. He's doing a decent job dodging, but he does get hit a few times.
Yep, loses one of those. The shield batteries are only going to be a temporary thing here to try to get him to sustain in this fight.
God, soO pushing forward so much. We have those unpowered shield batteries in the front. Really painful to see, but look how many Immortals he has!
Oh my God, he's continuing to press through, but yeah, as long as the Immortals are alive, you have to assume that Protoss has a real shot.
Oh my God, 5 Immortals being juggled.
Okay, there's still more Roaches being made here. Again, it's hard to juggle all these in here, but it looks like herO's actually holding this off.
Yeah, just pushing forward now with these 5 Immortals. Can you imagine Protoss being played by Archons? Like if Zest had a Prism here and herO had a Prism here?
Okay, I mean, again, he needs more beefy units here to try to push through here. I mean, you can see the pendulum sort of swing back over as that's it. GG, herO wins. The counterattack from soO has failed.
Wow. He was so all in with that first push, but he did get the hatchery. soO with a stronghold. But the counterattack, he kept up the harassment and everything. herO kind of skated the line, making units. Seems like he could have attacked if soO did not make enough units, and then soO decided to pull the trigger. Unable to break through, though. Really nice micro from herO there at the end.
Yeah. Okay, so herO's got a real shot. Despite the time and attack not working. He kind of put soO in a position where soO really just continued to try to mass produce, and soO thought, wait a minute, okay. If you're taking a third base, I should be able to kill it. But, there were so many probes cut there by herO.
Yeah.
I think one of the things I want to do in the future of herO's games that I cast is really try to watch when he starts and stops probes.
He had 31 probes during his first push.
So crazy.
31.
But then he made 4, and then he stopped again. He was like, I'm crazy.
Yeah.
So soO is not able to get a good read. Let's go to a map that's fun to say. Turbo Cruise 84.
Fight!
What kind of cruise? You just wait.
Fastest type of cruise.
Chivo, soO.
This is the whole thing is like people, there's whole eras where all the bands from that era kind of sing in the same way,
Yeah. It was a good time.
It was a good time.
Triumphant Song Gaming, herO.
Then there was bands like Bush, and it was like,
oh, yeah. Quite a few bands.
You can't have bands where they go, you can't have that anymore.
Like
that's not a thing.
Bush.
And then there was the and then there was like the punk bands.
Oh yeah.
StarCraft. I can't even do the voice. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh, of course. I still listen to all that stuff.
Yeah.
I literally have a playlist on my computer called 2002.
Are you serious?
I am not even joking. I just went through. I spent a lot of time recultivating all my, because I had all my music when I moved to Korea on. I got one of those really old iPods because I moved here in 2008.
Yeah.
Right. And I had all my music on it, but I didn't have a computer, right? So that was all my music.
Yeah.
And then I eventually like it fell out of my pocket at the airport or something. And like I lost it, so I didn't have music for years, but I have regained. And now I listen to my 2002 playlist while I play StarCraft 1, released in 1998.
We know the best times of our Toast's life are right there.
I'm like Fry from that Futurama episode where he has the anchovies.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I only like old things.
Yeah.
I don't like change tasteless.
No, Artosis, you don't have to change. It's
I wish
okay.
we were just playing Daybreak still. You know?
Yeah.
I just wish every
Super Nintendo was the best console, okay?
Well, that part's true.
Yeah. That was a good console.
Yeah.
A good console. Did you ever have that when you were in school? You know, all the nerds would sit at the lunch table, and then there'd be the guys who would talk about which console was better, and it was totally based off which ones their parents bought them for Christmas, because you're like in middle school, and obviously you can't afford to have your own console.
Yeah, well, I didn't experience those conversations, but yeah.
You didn't hang out with... Oh, no, you were actually supposed to be like a cool kid when you were younger, right? You like skateboarded and stuff?
I don't know. Maybe a little bit.
Well, but you're a little bit
I was
of a cool
a little
guy.
nerd,
Yeah,
a little cool.
A little bit cool.
I hung out with cool kids and nerds.
Wow.
Yeah.
A true Renaissance kid, huh?
Yeah, maybe. And then I found StarCraft and didn't hang out with anybody.
Yeah, and started failing out of school. And okay, here comes that first adept. Ooh. He almost didn't get to set up. I'll get you later, drone.
I wonder what the plan is here. A lot of times right now, I feel like I've seen this map vetoed. I feel like it's a pretty decent map for Protoss, really.
You know, some of these players are just not having it on this map, so.
I've seen a lot of cheesy play on this map. Not very many games just go like the full distance in a macro. You don't see Hive here that often. I've seen neither a Tempest nor a Carrier here.
Yeah. So the Overlord does get in. That first Phoenix will kill that off, but already some scouting here. I don't know why I thought players were going to try to play around that
green stuff.
That green thing, yeah, that slows them down.
You have to walk so far around to go around it.
Yeah.
Like I see Zerg walk around it with bigger armies later on. I think you kind of need to, because like imagine walking through that and they force field you. It's just like, okay, well.
The Lings still look pretty fast when they run through it, though, you know?
Well, yeah, I guess Lings are pretty fast.
Yeah, they're pretty quick units, yeah.
It's a really good... Yeah, look at that. The Phoenix, which is also fast unit, looks pretty fast going through it still.
It's not so bad.
Not like as fast, but like, you know...
It's pretty quick.
Like pretty quick, yeah.
Yeah. So that
still faster than like a Queen off creep or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's get a Queen to walk through and just watch.
I know.
Yeah.
Did you see that screenshot of the fungal concussive shell time warped immortal walking through the green things?
I did not see that.
Minus 99.7% speed or something like that. It was on Reddit. It was so funny. My God.
Oh, I gotta see that.
It's like it was like just a screenshot. I'd love to see an actual video of it trying to make it through, though. Yeah.
Okay, 5 gates coming down. And Zealot legs with that Templar Archives.
Yeah. So I guess this looks like it's going to be an immortal charge build, is it?
Let's do it.
Right? I mean, not immortal, Archon charge, sorry, of course. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty reasonable build. A lot of roaches being made, though, right
You want to just go for that third over there? Or is there any
I don't think
sense
you're
in going for the natural?
I don't think it's really going to work that well. Just because, like, he's already made 10 roaches, right? So you're kind of already starting to hold it a little bit. He's poking here, trying to see what's happening. This is kind of a nice move by herO moving out to the third base right now. It's kind of giving a little bit of disinformation to him. Look at that, he's moving out. Here we go. Uh-oh.
Ooh, here we go. Oh, Lings get inside, though. And a recall. And, oh, that's cute. Okay,
Yeah,
just 3 adepts. So I was wondering, I thought there's no way he's going to recall the whole army back here. Whoa, okay, he's shoving
everything.
All right, the Zealots can't quite get the ideal surface area. Good pick up there, disabling that one Queen. Dropping the Archons on the other side to hit those Ravagers.
Beautiful moves right there. Look at that. Another warp in instantaneously here. The Spore coming up for the flank against the Prism, but he will move it out of there. It draws 3 Zealots to the side, though, and that's a non-trivial amount of Zealots. He would love to have those down in this actual battle that matters.
Okay, he's actually going to be able to pick off this queen now.
Don't forget,
I
you lost
think he might have
14 probes during all this, though.
Yeah, well, I think he might have enough momentum, though. I
Yeah.
might be wrong, but it
No.
seems like herO's doing the damage. The Archons are still alive.
I think you're right. There's only 7 roaches out right now.
Wow. Okay, the drones are being pulled, and that's where this Archon splash is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Very
this
well
is the
executed
tipping
build
point.
here.
He did it.
Seems that way. I think these
These
drones can-
Archons, it's actually like a little bit low on HP.
Yeah. It's taking a damage on its hull.
All right. Oh, man, that Archon is so close to death. Look at that. Yeah, he didn't lose him. GG.
GV.
GG.
What's V mean?
I don't know.
Well, herO wins the group. This is not what I was really expecting, but herO did say that he was feeling confident this season. He looks good right now. There's no question. The 31 probe third base kill into defending a giant attack from soO, and then this nicely executed push. Even game 1, he was playing well. He made one wrong move with his main army.
Dude, we've had so many upsets this season. I hope soO can still move on, but it's not going to be easy. Now we're going to have an interview with herO and see how he's feeling, as Andy will translate it for us. I imagine he's probably pretty happy.
Yeah, he's probably feeling all right.
Do the do.
Mountain Dew.
Oh.
Hello guys, we're gonna have an interview with today's first winner. It is herO. Congratulations. Thank you. The 2019 is the year for you, herO, as you have made several great performances in this season.
일단 그냥 누가 봐도 죽음의 조잖아요.
You know, this group is the group of death,
어떻게 보면 쉽게 올라갈 수 있어서
and you know, just easily getting out of here.
대견한 것 같아요.
And I'm just really satisfied with my performance today.
그러셔도 되는 것 같아요.
I guess you can be.
정말 강력한 타이밍 공격들을 보여주고
And you have shown very good timings with your attacks today.
저그전 타이밍 공격들이 정말 매서운데요.
And they were really sharp.
잘하세요.
And how are you so good at PvZ?
일단 오늘 너무 아다리가 잘 맞았던 것
Well,
같아요.
today I was quite lucky,
나오겠군, 처음부터
and the timings were really really good.
잘 통한 것 같아요. 원래 윤수한테 타이밍이 잘 안 먹히는데.
Usually my timings don't go well against
네, 마지막
soO.
세트 공격도 무서웠고 리퍼그넌식
In
4분 30초 때 공격도
New Repugnancy,
들켰는데도
you went for the immortal
이걸로
push
크게
at the
이득을
4 minute
보이고
30 mark.
운영으로 넘어가는 모습이 정말 연습을 많이
And it felt
했구나
like
이런
you
생각이
really practiced a
느껴졌습니다.
lot today.
그 리퍼그넌식 타이밍도 그렇게 딱 손해만 주는 데에서 손해만 주어도 충분히 좋은 그런
You know, the New Repugnancy attack was really really good, and then really caught the opponent off guard.
제가 그 전에 했던 빌드들이 있어요.
Before that, I used several builds,
근데 그 빌드를 의식할 거라 생각해서
and I knew that
빠르게 찔렀거든요.
the enemy would know the build,
잘 통했던 것
so I went for a
먼저
new
올라간
creative build.
선수가 정말 저그 자원 원탑이 김준호 선수인 것 같다.
You know, people have been saying that you might be the best in PvZ matchup.
오늘 왜 그런 이야기를 하셨는지 좀 이해가 됐습니다.
And
이런 강력한
today
타이밍,
I
강력한
understand why.
오인들 뒤에서 정말 많이 갈고 닦고 계시나 봐요.
사실
Honestly,
이 빌드밖에 안 하거든요.
you know, I just keep going for this build as this build was made by me.
저그가 알아도 저는 타이밍을 만들어.
Even if the Zerg knows I'm coming for him, I still have several other things that I could use.
자, 오늘 김준호 선수의 첫 경기는 시즌3 첫 푸프전이었습니다.
This was your first PvP this season.
내용도 굉장히 좋았죠. 킹스코브에서는 똑같은 빌드로 분리하기 시작했는데
In King's Cove, you started off a little bit weak with the same build, but then you definitely made a comeback in the end.
거였는데 그거 사실 처음 보는 거였어요. 어떤
You know, the disruptor build, it was my first time seeing it. What was the reason behind it?
그냥 100%로 진단 마인드로 게임하거든요. 그래가지고 이번에는
Well, this time,
이겨야 되지 않나 싶어서
I knew that I had to win.
30일 전부터 그냥 빌드 생각만
And I've just been figuring out the build for like the past 30 days. And I think the build really caters the current meta.
공허의 유산 상대 전적 7대7로 동률이었는데 오늘 경기 전까지 왜 100% 진다는 마음으로 오셨어요?
그냥 느낌이
Well,
이겼을 때도 실력으로 이긴 느낌 아니어서
today, like sometimes, you know, I feel like I don't win because of my skills.
오늘만큼은 좀
But today,
잘
I definitely think I won because I did good.
오늘은 정말 완벽한 푸푸전을
Today
보여주셨는데요.
was a
현재
perfect
김준호
PvP.
선수의 WCS KR 랭킹 7위입니다.
You're currently ranked 7th in the WCS ranking.
블리즈컨 안정권에 진입하기
And
때문에
in order
이번
to
시즌
qualify
활약이
for the BlizzCon, you have to get into round of 4 or round of 8.
네, GSL 하기 앞서 GSL이 미웠거든요.
Well, ahead of
저한테
GSL,
굉장히 중요한 마지막
you know,
시즌인데
I was really worried,
정말
and
미안했는데
GSL was a very important
그래도
tournament for me.
지금은 오히려 죽음의 조를 뚫고
But
올라갔기
now,
때문에
you know,
더
moving
자신감이
into the next
생겨서
stage after
더
getting out of
좋았던
Group
것 같아요.
S,
네,
I'm really relieved.
올해 마지막까지 팬들께서는 기대를 하셔도 좋을 것 같은데요.
I guess the fans can be relieved as well.
김준호 선수의 한마디
And
들어보도록
last of all,
하겠습니다.
do you have anything to say?
네, 응원해주신 팬분들 정말
Once again,
감사하고
thank you for
이번 시즌
cheering for me.
뭔가 느낌이 달달하기 때문에
And I have good feeling for this
우승
season,
한번 찍어보도록 하겠습니다.
and I'll try my
많이 해주세요.
best.
네,
Please
다시
root for
한번
me.
1위 진출 축하드리겠습니다.
Once again, congratulations on your advancement. Thank you.
네, 이렇게 1위 진출자
All right, cool.
김준호 선수
What a nice
마지막인데요.
surprise.
계속해서
herO
GSL
actually moves on first.
Yeah, he's looking really good right now. I'm excited to see if
Yeah.
he can keep up this form and maybe make it to BlizzCon.
This is exciting. Again, everybody in 2019 is really getting redefined here. You know, I thought, to be honest with you, as we started this season, season 1 of GSL Kodas, I thought it was going to be Maru again, over and over and over. It's going to be like Brady Bunch, like Marsha, Maru. Not the case. And here's herO, also proven himself again. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, series number 4. Don't go away.